Friends, welcome to the channel JIB and CIB Made Simple. Today in this particular video, we are going to discuss memory-based question and answer which appear in the cyber risk and fraud management examination which happened on 8th November 2025. So you will be able to see what are the important topics from where question are being repeatedly asked, and you can all we have a series of video already available on our channel. Please go through them also. In the description section of the video, you will get the playlist link. Also, we have a Telegram channel through which you can see the previous year memory-based question. You can attempt quizzes for this particular certification examination. So let's get started with our first question, which is based on which identifier refers to the complete mobile number, right? Complete mobile phone number. MEI, IMSI, actually, okay, ICC ID, MSI, MSIS DI. So which do you think is correct? So if you look at the MEI, right, actually it is IMEI. Let me correct it. It is IMEI. So what is IMEI? That is called International Mobile Equipment Identity. International Mobile Equipment Identity. You know, this is a unique number for your phone hardware, right? For every phone hardware, there is a unique number, like a fingerprint for the device itself. So if you lose your phone, this IMEI number help you track the device, not your phone number, right? It will help you track the device tracking. Right, that's the point. So this is incorrect. Option A is incorrect. See, I am explaining each and every option. Why? Suppose in the next examination, IMEI question related to IMEI asked, so you can answer it quickly. That's why each and every option I will explain. Option number B say IMSI. What is IMSI? It stands for International Mobile Subscription Identity. Mobile Subscription Identity. So this is linked to your SIM card and identify you as a subscriber in the network. You know, IMSI is linked to your SIM card and this identify you as a subscriber in the network. You can think of IMSI as your membership ID in the mobile network club. So it is not your phone number. Again, it is wrong. Option C, ICC ID. This is the integrated circuit card identifier. Basically the unique number printed on your SIM card. It identifies the SIM hardware. What is identified? It identifies the SIM hardware. So this is not the correct answer. Suppose if you look at your SIM card, you will see a long number, that is your ICC ID. Again, not the phone number. What about option D? Yes, this is the correct one. You know that this is the correct answer. MSSIDN stands for, you know, let me write down the full form. Mobile Station International Subscriber Directory Number. So Mobile Station International Subscriber Directory Number, right? So it's a fancy name for your full mobile number. Full mobile phone number used for call and message. The number you give your friend to call you, that is your MSISDN, right? So what we learn from this discussion is that, you know, full form is Mobile Station International Subscriber Directory Number. It represents the full mobile number, like suppose 8808784878. So this is your MSSIDN, right? 10-digit number that you give to your one. IMEI is a unique identifier for the mobile device hardware. IMSI is the subscriber ID. ICS ID is the SIM card ID. Please know all these things because hopefully maybe in the next examination you might see a question on IMEI so that you can answer it easily. Friends, if you are looking for a study material for this cyber security and fraud management examination, you can check out the description section of the video. I have provided the course link. Also, you can WhatsApp me on this particular number. We provide complete study material in the format of unit-wise theory, unit-wise MCQs, such kind of previous year memory-based question with detailed explanation. By going through the material, you can easily crack the examination in the very first go. Now let's see the next question. This is about some statements have been given. We have to answer which statement best describe a brute force attack in cyber security. Brute force attack they are talking about, right? Options they have given: an attack that use social engineering to trick user into revealing password. B, a method where attackers systematically try all possible password or key combination until the correct one is found. C, a technique that infects system with malware through phishing email. D, an approach that rely on exploiting software vulnerability without guessing credential. So if you look at the option number A, here the key point they have used is social engineering. You know what it means? Basically, it means tricking people into giving their password. You are tricking people that give me your password. Like, you know, pretending to be a tech support. You pretend yourself to be a tech support. So that is not a brute force, right? Brute force is about guessing password, not manipulating human. This is all about, manipulation. So option A is wrong. What about option B? Yes, this is the correct one. Why? Because, brute force means attacker use trial and error. They try every possible password or every key until they find the right one. This is called, trial and error. Right. Let me give you one example. Imagine that you forget your phone pin, and you keep trying 000, 0001, 0002 until it unlocks. So hacker do the same, but with powerful software that can test million of password quickly, and that is called, brute force attack. What about option C? It talks about, phishing. This is called, phishing. Phishing means what? Sending fake email with malware link. Suppose you got a mail, right? And there is a link, which is a fake link, right? And this link contains malware. So that is a different attack method. This is incorrect. What about D? An approach that rely on exploiting software vulnerability. See, this says exploiting software bugs without guessing password. So that is called, that is called vulnerability exploitation, not the brute force. This is wrong. So what is the correct one? Correct one is option number B, right? So just remember this keyword. Brute force means what? Trial and error password guessing, right? It rely on trial and error. It rely on trial and error password guessing. And when we talk about social engineering, just now I told you, social engineering is what? Manipulation, human manipulation. So sometimes question may be asked, what is social engineering? So this means tricking the people. Then phishing, just I told you, malware via fake email, and exploiting bug is not the brute force. So think of the brute force like, keep trying until you solve Phreaker. Option A hacker who specializes in breaking into banking system. Option B, a person who hack telephone system, usually to make free call. Option C, a person who combine phone phreaking with computer hacking. Option D, a hacker who focuses on wireless network encryption. So what do you think? That's the question regarding Phreaker. So option A, this says that hacker who break into banking system. That is not Phreaker. That is more like a financial hacking or cyber criminal. So option A is wrong. What about B? So B is the correct one. Yes, this is the correct answer. Why? Because a phreaker is someone who hack telephone system, mainly to make free call or bypassing billing. Basically what he does, they basically hack the telephone system. Phreaker is someone who hack the telephone system. Why they hack the telephone system? To make free calls or to bypass the billing. Let me give you one example. For example, back in the old day, people use a special tone or a special device. What they use? People use a special tone or a special device to trick phone system, right? And avoid paying for call. To trick phone system and avoid paying for call. So that is the classic phreaking. What about option C? Option C describes, it describes fracker. See, fracker is different. Someone who mixes phone phreaking with computer hacking. It is similar but not the same term, so it is incorrect. What about D? A hacker who focus on wireless network encryption. So this talks about the wireless network encryption. That is more like a Wi-Fi hacker, right? This is more like a Wi-Fi hacker, not a phreaker. So this is also wrong. What's the correct one? Correct one is option number B. Basically, a phreaker hack telephone system usually to make free call. That is called phreaker. So you can think of it, just way to remember it. Let me give you a simple way to remember. You can think of this, phreaker like, phone phreak. Phone phreak. Someone who play trick on phone system. That's called phreaker. Another word is fracker. Fracker. Who is fracker? Fracker is you combine phone hacking. You combine phone hacking with computer hacking. Two phone and computer hacking both combined. That's called fracker. And here is phreaker. Phreaker means phone phreaking. Just wait to remember it. Now the question is, what does the term Vishing refers to in cyber security? Very good question. Option A, sending fraudulent email to steal sensitive information. Option B, using fake website to capture login credential. Option C, attempting to obtain personal information through a phone call. Option D, infecting device with malware via SMS link. Now let's look at option number A. See, sending fraudulent email, just now I told discuss, that's called phishing. In the previous example we have discussed, you are sending fake email to trick you into giving password or clicking harmful link. That is not phishing, right? So that's wrong. Option B, basically using fake website to capture login credential. So that refers to fake website that look real to steal your login credential. Again, that is a different attack. That's called, spoofing. That is called website spoofing. Please note this term. They are super important. Spoofing means using fake website. What about option C? Option C is the correct answer. See, we are not only discussing the question and answer. We are discussing each and every option. And at the end of every question, I provide you trick to remember the thing. So I request you to please watch the complete video. Obviously, it will help you retain the concept for a longer period. What about option C? Yes, this is the correct one. Why? Because Vishing stands for voice phishing. Two words are there. Voice plus phishing. That is called Vishing. Right? Basically, it is when a scammer call you pretending to be from your bank or a trusted company and asks for a sensitive detail like your customer ID, ATM pin, OTP, CVV, card expiry date. So you get a call saying that your account will be blocked unless you share your OTP. That is called phishing. Voice plus phishing is equal to phishing. What about D? D says, this is an infecting device with malware. This is called smishing. Smishing means, phishing through SMS. So whenever you are, phishing have different type. Smishing type of phishing, Vishing type of phishing. Vishing means V for voice. Smishing means S for SMS. Right? So remember the keywords. Let me highlight. So remember, Vishing means voice phishing. Just let me highlight it. This is called voice phishing. Phishing via email. Right? Phishing via email. That's fake email. Then smishing. Smishing means SMS phishing. And I hope it is clear. So remember the V word in the V stand for voice. That's it. That's where you can remember. Now, question is, what does cyber extortion typically involve? Option A, hacker offering free security service to the organization, threatening or launching repeated attack like denial of service to demand money, encrypting file for backup purposes without consent, sending stolen data on the dark web without contacting the victim. So what do you think? What is cyber extortion? So option A says that, hacker offer free security service. It sounds nice. But that is not cyber extortion. Hacker don't help for free, right? They demand money. Option A is wrong. Option B is the correct answer. Correct. A cyber extortion means, hacker threatens or carry out attack. Like, denial of service, DOS. And what hacker do, Hacker demand. Hacker demand what? Money to stop it. Imagine your company's website is under attack. And hacker say, pay us or we will keep shutting you down. That's called cyber extortion. Right? Pay us or we will keep shutting you down. Option B is correct one. What about C? C talks about, encrypting file for backup process without consent. So backup are normal, but doing that without permission is not extortion. Backup is normal, but if you are doing it without permission, that's not extortion. That is more like, ransomware. This is more like, ransomware, right? If they demand payment later. So this is incorrect. What about D? Selling stolen data on the dark web without contacting the victim. This says, selling stolen data, that is a crime, but is not extortion. Because extortion, so cyber extortion means two things. First of all, threat plus ransom demand. It is a combination of two things. Threat plus ransom. Right? Common method is through, denial of service attack or ransomware. Ransomware is another way of, this cyber extortion. So extortion, you can think of extra money through threat. That is what extortion is all about. Now, what is the next question? What is the main advantage of 2D barcode as compared to traditional 1D barcode? So this question revolves around 2D barcode. Options they have given. It uses only vertical line for encoding data. B. It stores significantly more information by encoding data. It cannot include error correction feature. It requires a large physical space for the same amount of data. So option A says, this says 2D barcode use only vertical line. Actually, that is what 1D barcode do. This black stripe you see on the product, 2D barcode use both the directions. So this is wrong. What about B? This is the correct answer. 2D barcode, what it do? It's just like a QR code, right? They store data horizontally and they store data vertically. That means they can hold thousands of characters, not just a few digits. Like a QR code can store a full website link, while a 1D barcode can only store a product number. What about C? This says 2D barcode cannot include error correction. That is incorrect. Because they actually have a strong error correction. 2D barcode has actually a strong error correction. If any part of the QR code is damaged, it can still be scanned. What about D? This says 2D barcode need more space. Actually, they need less space for the same amount of data because they pack information in 2 dimensions. So this is wrong. Actually, 2D barcode need less space for the same amount of data. Why? Because they pack data in the 2 dimensions. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is option number B. It stores significantly more information by encoding data both horizontally and vertically. So just remember, Whenever we talk about 1D barcode, that is only vertical line. 1D barcode is vertical line, limited data. We talk about 2D barcode, that is horizontal plus vertical line. It is stored thousands of characters. That's the difference, right? So 2D means two direction, horizontal and vertical mode for including the mode data. Some example they have given like QR code, data matrix, PDF 417, right? That is the example. Now the question is, what statement best describe insider threat in cyber security? So options are: a risk posed only by external hacker targeting an organization network, a risk from individual within an organization who misuse authorized access intentionally or unintentionally, a type of malware that infect internal server without human involvement, a phishing attack launched from outside the organization. What do you think? A, B, C or D? What is insider threat? If you look at the option number A, it says that insider threat come from external hacker. That is not true. External hacker are outsider, not insider. Right? Wrong. What about B? B is the correct one. B is the correct answer. Because insider threat come from people inside the organization. It may be employee. It may be a contractor, employee, contractor, partner, employee, contractor, partner who already have the access. They might misuse the data on purpose. That is called malicious insider, or by mistake they do it. That is called negligent insider. See, two types are there. This is the two types. One is called malicious insider. That means they deliberately do it. And second is called accidentally they do it. By mistake they do it. That's called negligent insider. For example, suppose there is an employee who is leaking confidential data intentionally or accidentally clicking a harmful link. That's it. What about option C? Option C say a type of malware that infect internal server without human involvement. So basically, this is talking about malware. That is a cyber attack, but not insider threat, because insider threat involve people, not just software. What about D? A phishing attack launched from outside the organization. That's a phishing. That is wrong. So remember, what we learned from this question is that, so whenever we talk about the insider threat, just remember, it is a human risk. It is a kind of human risk from within. It can be intentional or it can be accidental. External hacker and phishing are not insider. Right. These are the key points that we must keep in the mind. Now the next question is, what is the primary function of a SCADA system? Option A, to design industrial machinery. Option B, to gather real-time data from remote location and control industrial process. Option C, to replace sensor and programmable logic controller in the plant. Option D, to provide cyber security for industrial work only. So what do you think about SCADA? That's the question, right? So option A says SCADA design industrial machinery. That is not true. That is not true. Why? Because SCADA does not design anything. Basically, what SCADA do, SCADA monitors, right? SCADA control. SCADA monitor and control the process. What about B? Yes, B is the correct one. Why? Because SCADA stands for, let me tell you the full form of SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. Let me highlight it. You can see supervisory control and data acquisition. That is called SCADA. So basically, what it does, it collect, data from remote sites. So basically, we have some remote sites, and from where data are collected by the SCADA, right? Real-time data, right? It collects real-time data from remote site and let the operator monitor and control the industrial process. For example, in a power plant, SCADA shows temperature, pressure, flow on the screen and allow engineers to adjust valve or start pump remotely. That's the role of SCADA, right? Real-time data from remote location. Option number C, to replace sensor and programmable logic control in the plant. So, SCADA replace sensor with PLC. Actually, SCADA work with sensor and PLC. It does not replace them. Replacement word is wrong. To provide cyber security, no. SCADA only provide, basically SCADA system needs security. Their main job is, process control. The main job of SCADA is, process control, right? Not just security. So it is wrong. So remember, correct answer is option number B, right? SCADA means supervisory control and data acquisition, collect real-time data from remote sites, allow monitoring and control of industrial process. So you can think of SCADA like this: C plus control plus data. This is called SCADA. S as C for control and DA for data. C, control, data. You see the data and control the process. That's it. So some data will be shown in the front of your screen, and based on those data, you control the process. That's called SCADA. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Now friends, question is, which of the following statements about, a payment system operator in India is correct? Options are PSO in India operate without any regulatory oversight. PSO like PhonePe, Razorpay, Paytm are authorized by RBI. PSO only provide UPI service and cannot offer card payment or wallet. The self-regulatory PSO association, that's called SRPA, is managed directly by RBI. So, option A says wrong. Option A is wrong. Why? Because, this is wrong because imagine if anyone could start a payment app without rule. It will be chaotic. A scam, no security. So, RBI regulate PSO to protect the customer. Option B. Yes, this is the correct one. RBI give license to this company after checking their system, security and compliance. Right. So, your money is handled with RBI watch. Option C. This is wrong. PSO are versatile. Right. PSO, PSO, payment system operator, they are versatile, right? And they offer UPI, card payment, wallet payment, right? They offer UPI, card payment, wallet payment, gateway, and even POS machine. For example, Paytm let you pay via UPI, debit card, credit card, wallet. So option C is wrong. Option D, the self-regulated PSO association is managed directly by RBI. This is wrong. If we talk about the SRPA, it stands for Self-Regulated PSO Association. It is an industry body formed by PSO themselves, not by RBI. They make guidelines for member, but RBI is the main regulator. So what are the key points? Let me highlight. Remember, PSO are regulated by RBI. Who regulate them? RBI regulate them. They offer multiple kind of services, UPI, card, wallet, gateway, everything. And if we talk about the SRPO, just remember it. If we talk about the SRPA is self-regulated, right? That's why S is there. Self-regulated industry association is not run by RBI. Now, the next question is BPSS. What does BPSS primarily to achieve? Okay, so let's skip this particular question. Now let's see the next one. I think this is repeated. Okay, let's skip this. Okay, what is the main purpose of rootkit in the computer system? They are talking about the rootkit, right? What option they have given? So ever heard of the rootkit? To improve system performance by optimizing process, to provide attacker with privileged access while hiding their presence, to block malware from entering the system, to encrypt user data for secure storage. You know what is a rootkit? Let me talk about it. So whenever we talk about rootkit, it is a kind of burglar. It is a kind of burglar who not only break into your house, he break into your house, but also hide in the attic. They also hide in the attic, so you never know that there is there. It give attacker. So friends, option A is wrong because rootkit does not make your computer faster; they make it vulnerable, right? So option A say to improve system performance. No, that's wrong. Option B, provide attacker with privileged access while hiding their presence. Correct. Rootkit are stealthy. They hide the files. They hide the processes. They hide even network activity, right? They can disable antivirus, so you don't notice anything wrong. Think of it like invisible cloak for hacker. That's why I told you they are like a burglar who not only break into your house but also hide in the attic, so you never know that there is there. It give attacker high level access, often admin or kernel level. What about option C? It to block malware from entering the system. No. Rootkit are malware themselves. They not block it. Option D, to encrypt user data for a secure storage. See, encryption is a good thing for security. Rootkit don't do that. They are all about secret control, not the protection. So correct answer is B. Just remember, rootkit is what? Rootkit is a hidden attacker access. Right, just one word. Hidden attacker access. It gives hacker admin level control and hide from detection. It does not improve performance. It block malware and encrypt the data. So this way you can remember the rootkit. Let me just tell you. Rootkit. This way you can remember. Rootkit is equal to root access plus hidden kit. Two way to remember. Root access plus hidden kit. Next question we have. What does so you can think of imagine you hide a cleaner, but they secretly copy your house key and live in your basement without you knowing. That is what a rootkit does to your computer. What does CISA certification primarily signify for professional? Option A, expertise in software development and coding. Option B, global standard for auditing, control and security of IT and business system. Option C, specialization in cloud hosting and infrastructure. Option of infrastructure management. Option D, certification for ethical hacking and penetration testing. Very good question it is. It's talking about CISA, right? So what do you think? Let's look at the, first of all, you know the full form of CISA. It stands for Certified Information System Auditor, right? Let me write it down. Certified Information System Auditor. Certified Information System Auditor, right? It's a globally recognized certification issued by, who issued it? ISACA, globally recognized certification. If you hold CISA, it means you are an expert in auditing, controlling, securing IT and business system. Organization trusts CISA professional to keep their system safe and compliant. What about option A? Expertise in software development and coding. What do you think? This is wrong. CISA is not just about writing code or building app. It's about checking the system. Option B is correct, right? Because think of CISA professional like, IT auditor. You can think of them like, IT auditor, right? So you know the role of IT auditor. So they review the system, they find the risk, they ensure that everything makes security standard. What about C? A specialization in cloud hosting and infrastructure. See, cloud management is a different field. CISA cover auditing and security, not hosting server. And last option they have given, certification for ethical hacking and penetration testing. That is wrong. Ethical hacking certification are different, right? So just remember the full form of CISA, certified, let me highlight it, Certified Information System Auditor, right? Global benchmark for IT auditing, right? It is like a benchmark for IT auditing. It's not about coding. It's about not about coding, not about cloud hosting, etc. It check IT system accurately. That's it. Now the question is, then we have the match the following type question. Let me see, match the following type question. Yeah, this one. On one side they have mentioned control, on the other side they have mentioned description. Three control they have mentioned preventive, detective, corrective. And option they have given, applied after fraud is detected, implemented to stop fraud before it occurs, used to identify fraud when preventive measure fail. So you have to match the following. So let's talk about the preventive control first. You know what it means? So these are like, seat belt in a car. You might have seen the seat belt. These are like, seat belt in a car, right? You wear them to prevent injury before an accident. Yes, you wear this seat belt. Why? To prevent the injury before an accident happens. For example, a strong password, two-factor authentication, restricting access, right? So it will be linked to, implemented to stop fraud before it occurs. So one will be linked to B. What about option 2, detective control? Think of a CCTV camera. CCTV camera. They don't stop theft, but they help you catch it. Example like, audit, reconciliation and monitoring system. So 2 is linked to, used to identify fraud. C. What about 3? Corrective control. Yes. This is applied after fraud is detected to fix or mitigate the impact. So this is like, calling a mechanic after your car breakdown, like disciplinary action, patching a system, changing a process to prevent future issue. So 3 is linked to A. 1B, 2C, 3A. Remember, preventive means you stop the fraud before it happens. Like password you can use, changing the password, access control. Detective means find fraud after it happens, like audit and monitoring. Corrective means fix the damage after the fraud is detected, right? So just one way to remember it, let me tell you, stop, spot and solve, right? Preventive is stop, detective means spot, and solving means corrective means solve. That's it. I hope that makes sense. I hope it is clear now. Right. Now the question is, what is the primary role of ethical hacking in cybersecurity? As an ethical hacker, right? What is the role of the ethical hacker? Option A, to exploit vulnerability for financial gain, to identify and fix security weakness with authorization, to develop malware for penetration testing, and option D, to monitor user activity without consent. What do you think? Option A means, hacking into the system to steal money or data for personal benefit. Like a hacker break into a bank system and transfer money to their account. That is what, black hat hacker. There are different kinds of hacking, This is the kind of, black hat hacker. Question may be asked, what is black hat hacker? This is exactly what black hat hacker is all about, right? So A is wrong. What about B? Yes, this is the correct one. This is the correct answer. That is called white hat hacker. And that white hat hacker is also called, ethical hacker. Why? Because ethical hacker, also called white hat hacker, they work legally and with permission. Suppose a company hire an ethical hacker to test its website for loopholes. If they find a weak spot, they report it and help fix it. Their goal is to make the system safer. What about C? To develop malware for penetration testing. That means spying on people secretly. That is illegal. That is unethical. Right? Ethical hacker always work with permission and follow the rules. To monitor user activity without consent. No, that is wrong. So ethical hacker are, white hat hacker. Right? So they work legally with permission. Their job is to find and fix security weakness. That's their role. Now the next question is, which of the following were introduced by the Information Technology Amendment Act 2008? Very good question. 2008 there was a Technology Amendment Act. What were introduced? Option A, removal of government power to monitor electronic communication. Option B, establishment of CERTIN as a national agency for cyber security. Option C, limiting penalties for cyber offense to a maximum of 1 year imprisonment. Option D, restricting the definition of communication device to desktop computer only. If you look at the option number A, this means government cannot monitor email, chat or online activity. But the truth is, the amendment gave the government more power. This particular amendment gave the government more power, not less. For national security, the government can encrypt or decrypt the message. Option A is wrong. What about B? B is the correct answer. Yes, CERTIN. Question may be asked. That's called, Computer Emergency Response Team India. It is like, like a fire brigade for cyber attack. Like suppose if there is a big hacking attempt on Indian bank, CERTIN will step in to handle it and prevent the damage. What about C? Limiting penalty for cyber offense to a maximum of 1 year imprisonment. This sounds like a law becomes soft, but actually, it become more strict. Penalties were increased. Some cyber crime could lead to jail up to 10 years. Right? That's why it is wrong. What about D? Restricting the definition of communication device to desktop computer. This means only desktop are considered communication device. But the amendment expanded the definition to include, mobile, to include laptops, to include modern gadgets. Right? All are included. That's wrong. So remember, IT Amendment Act 2008 made law stronger for cyber security, gave government more monitoring power, increased penalty for cyber crime, broadened the definition of communication device, and also led to establishment of, CERTIN, Computer Emergency Response Team, as a national agency for handling cyber security. If you really found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe our channel. Friends, if you want me to, there are some more questions available. If you want me to discuss those also, please write yes in the chat box. I will bring second part of the video. And if you want any course related to cyber security and fraud prevention, just